Wow. How could you guys walk after practice?
I don't know.
How are you not the world's best athlete?
Maybe I am.
Okay.
I was just taken by an Achilles tear.
Okay.
It stole me too soon.
That's why your Achilles tore. As a youth, you were doing
I overused. I'm one of
200
these
squats and 500 calf
I'm
raises.
one of these young athletes who put too many miles on my body too early. You want to know the weird thing that's sore for me today, though?
What?
My legs aren't sore. I thought my lower back would be sore. My left, front of my ankle.
I didn't know that was a part of the body.
Right here.
Okay. It's got to be the
so
It's got to be because of the UGG.
It's so sore.
Gotta wear tennis
yes,
shoes
I think
on
it probably
Tuesdays.
is where the UGG
Yeah.
cut in. Oh man.
No.
It was nice though. When I was doing my workout last night, I was like, I can skip legs. All right, I did that this morning. Can focus on the arms here tonight.
What was the song?
The song was a song that I was prepared to delete, and then I found myself hesitating. It's called 90s Kids by an artist named Kid Quill, who I know absolutely nothing about. And it looks like I added it to my music library in 2021. And I don't know who this man is. I don't know this man.
Is it good?
I wouldn't say that,
Okay.
but
Sounds like a delete to me.
it was kind of delightful.
Okay.
But it's kind of like corny rap.
Oh, okay.
But then the lyrics were hitting.
Okay.
But then I was like, ooh, this is cringy. But then I was like, oh, that's kind
How
of
could
good.
it hit and be cringy at the same time? Pick a lane, Jessica.
I know. It was complicated. I'm trying to find this man from Shelbyville, Indiana.
Turn up. Shout out to Shelbyville.
It doesn't appear that he's done anything since. Oh, well. Maybe I'll delete it.
When did we get the Spotify Wrapped? Are we talking
It
about
came
those
out
on
today.
the show? Oh, it did? Are we talking
My
about
Apple
those?
Music one came out yesterday.
Okay.
No, this year's is going in the vault for me.
Why?
year, it
You
just
say that
doesn't-
every year.
Yeah, but this one just doesn't need to see the light of
Why?
day.
No, it's going to see the light.
Your
We're gonna show
Spotify,
it
I
on
need
the
to
show.
know, Spotify Wrapped is telling you your age based on your music, and I need to know what age Spotify Wrapped thinks that you are.
Really?
Yeah, that's what all my friends are talking about right now. One of my friends got 72. 72. All right, what's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, December 3rd. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. The Grizzlies lose in San Antonio. We'll get into their loss, how things unraveled in the final quarter for the Grizzlies against the Spurs. All has been quiet on the Memphis football coaching search front, and the Daily Memphians Tigers beat reporter Frank Bonner will join us to talk about the latest. It is also National Signing Day, not quite what it used to be, but we'll chat with him about how things are shaping up for the Tigers. DeAngelo Williams, a former Tiger himself, will join us to give his thoughts on all the news. We will have another 191 collab coming up on Friday here in Memphis, and Good Hippy will be in studio to talk about that. We'll make sure to hit some of the big topics from the day. Chris Paul and the Clippers are breaking up, the latest college football playoff rankings. Vanderbilt got a Georgia recruit to flip. All that and more. It's a Wednesday. You know what we say. Ho, 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 because CJ's in a big, shiny Christmas hat.
What if DeAngelo's the Tigers coach? What if he comes on here and makes
What if
that
we start a
announcement?
campaign?
DeAngelo Williams, Tigers coach?
Who says no?
I think they
The world needs B2K.
B2K's breakup was a huge shock to their fans.
Boys for Life Tour.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dome Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dome Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, I have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. If you can make it through Wednesday, you can make it through the rest of your week. And if you can make it through today, because CJ has a giant Christmas tree on his head, how can you be mad about a Grizzlies loss when CJ comes in bearing such holiday cheer? The headphones on top of the Christmas tree, if we can get a shot. There we go.
I do this every year with
I
the
know
exact
you
same
do.
hat.
And it's always so cheerful, so jolly. Your hat is falling apart, so you might need to get a new one.
Yeah, I got to get a new one. Like that.
You might need to replace the Christmas tree hat.
Yeah.
Someday, certainly not today, but someday, we will
At
be
Christmas?
talking, someday at Christmas, we will be talking about the Grizzlies once again beating a team with an above 500 record. But today is not that day. Today is not that day, as the Grizzlies fell to the Spurs last night, 126 to 119. Their winning streak ends at 3. They are now 8-0 against the bottom 10 teams in point differential in the NBA, and they are 1-13 against the teams in the top 20. And that one win came against the Phoenix Suns. That, if we're being completely honest about that one win that we are resting heavily on as the one above 500 team, top 20 point differential team in the Phoenix Suns, the Suns were a below 500 team and struggling a little bit when the Grizzlies played them so early in the season, and they barely beat them, and it required a Ja Morant game winner. But I digress. The Grizzlies lose to the Spurs last night. I said yesterday it would be a good meter mover opportunity for the Grizzlies, and instead the meter stays squarely where it already was. And that meter reads, this Memphis Grizzlies team can beat bad teams, can rally against bad teams, can see the vision against bad teams, but when it comes to playing formidable opponents, the Grizzlies continue to fall short. Could they make the play-in tournament playing this kind of basketball? Sure. Do they have a fairly easy rest of December ahead of them? Yes. Do they currently pose a legitimate threat playing this kind of basketball? No, because they can't close games and they can't win. And this is where I include the caveat that they have played 6 minutes this season with Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Zach Edey. But that does not take away from the fact that they have sincerely struggled to close out games against good teams. And before we get into how last night's game transpired, they got a real stinky whistle last night. I have a pretty good discernment in when I allow officiating to really frustrate me. I try to stay pretty level. I try to understand. It ebbs, it flows. It usually doesn't completely impact a game. Last night was frustrating. Last night was quite frustrating. You could hear it from Pete Pranica and Brevin Knight. I turned on the radio broadcast. You could hear it from Eric Hasseltine and Mike Wallace. Everybody was frustrated by it. Zach Edey was getting mauled. Jaren was getting 2 hands to the chest and then somehow getting called for an offensive foul. There were over the backs everywhere. Barometer of this as well. You never go the direction of, the officiating was pretty bad last night.
Yeah, but last night was last night was like, that's not good. Okay. Like it was bad. The foul that you referenced on Jaren, the offensive foul, where they got Jaren, he did hook. He did come up under. Yes. But you can't get the arm coming up under if that arm isn't on my chest, right? Mm-hmm. Like the arm is all over. The dude, I can't remember, was it Sohan? I can't remember who was guarding Jaren at the time, but he was palming Jaren's chest. When Jaren goes to take that dribble and goes, like, what do you expect to happen?
Or was it
Champagny? It might have
whatever.
been.
Whoever it was, it was bad.
It was bad. I mentioned this in passing, maybe last year, just throwing this out there when everybody was losing their minds about Ja Morant not getting foul calls. Like, yeah, okay. I don't think some of those are fouls, but forget it. Let's say that they all are. If you think Ja's not getting calls, wait till you start paying attention to how they officiate Zach Edey, where dudes, because he is so large, because he is so big, dudes are able to just swipe at this man and slap him around and push him as hard as they can, and he's going to lose it. Eventually, he's going to react.
It's like the giant with all the little men underneath trying to swipe.
Jokic had one of these moments, a couple of these moments earlier in his career, and everybody was like, okay, let's ease up off of him. After he broke a Morris's back, they were like, okay, he's got brothers also, he's breaking backs, let's ease up off of him. But come on, you got to do a better job of officiating when somebody like Zach Edey is on the court, because it's not Zach's fault he's so much bigger than everybody else. Zach is moving at an appropriate way, an appropriate pace, an appropriate level of physicality. It's not his fault that because he's bigger and stronger than most of the people on the court, they have to do extra stuff. I thought he was going to stomp dude. When he got up off of that, he put his hand on his chest like, oh, he's going to grab this man. But when he got tangled up with a Spurs player, again, everything in me feels like this one was Sohan too. Either way it goes, everything pops off. He has a ball. He doesn't. It gets swiped away. Clean swipe. Knock the ball away from him. All right, now let's tussle for the ball. Zach is trying to grab the basketball. The other dude is just slapping Zach around in the arms every which way, and the refs don't call it. Eventually, their legs get tangled up. Dude falls on top of Edey. Edey rolls him over. It's like, hey, enough. And then the refs step in and kind of it de-escalates. But before it gets to that point, Brevin brought this up, it gets to that point because you don't call the foul when the foul happens.
It allows it to escalate.
I understand that this is a big man. We've seen big men come through this league before. And some of them, Shaq immediately comes to mind, had this issue where it's like, yo, F it. If y'all are just going to let dudes tee off on me, I'm lowering my shoulder, I'm going through, and I'm leaving bodies in my way. That was a different NBA back then. That was a more physical NBA back then, especially for 7-footers. If you're going to let it get back to that type of officiating, I love it. Let's go. But you're not. So do a better job of officiating Zach Edey, because and it's been happening this season. We just hadn't had a chance to talk about it because it wasn't as egregious as it was last night.
It reached its peak last night.
Last night was atrocious. That was awful officiating. Not saying that that's why games were won or lost.
The refs are not the reason the Grizzlies lost, but it certainly did not help their case last night.
But officiating was bad.
It was bad, and anybody with eyeballs could see that it was bad. The Grizzlies lost for 2 reasons not named the officials. One, it was a winnable game. The Grizzlies are down, the Grizzlies were up 113-110 with 4 minutes left in that game. And the fact of the matter is the Spurs had a closer and the Grizzlies didn't. and copy paste. We've said this many a times. You could also say the Spurs had an all-star point guard and the other didn't, and that is factual as well. But the good teams against the Grizzlies this year have had their stars step up and win games late in the fourth quarter, and the Grizzlies have not had that same response. That has been a theme for this team. De'Aaron Fox scores 9 straight last night in the fourth quarter, scores 11 of his 29 in the last 3 minutes of the game, along with Harrison Barnes still being a certified Grizz killer. It is the year 2025, and we have had 2 times in the last 2 weeks where Harrison Barnes has ruined my Tuesday night.
I don't like the way people are talking about Harrison Barnes. Like, isn't Harrison Barnes having a really good season? Isn't he having like he's wound that clock back a couple of years? And
Yeah, and he's also only 33.
Like Harrison Barnes.
We talk about Harrison Barnes like he's 39 years old.
Harrison Barnes got to because everybody else on that Warriors team who was good
39 years old.
We forget Harrison Barnes was young, hot, up and coming.
Yes.
The things we think
You're right.
Kuminga
He hung
can
around
be,
with old people, so we think he's older than he is.
The things we want Kuminga to be and think Kuminga can be, Harrison Barnes actually was at that age. Right? And if not for Kevin Durant becoming a free agent and the bump in salary cap for NBA franchises, if not for that, Harrison Barnes would probably still be on the Warriors.
Fair.
Right? Like, Harrison Barnes is a really good basketball player. So, Harrison Barnes goes out there and closes you out.
Okay, but it still doesn't feel good.
It shouldn't feel good.
It still doesn't. It's not an enjoyable experience.
We don't got to besmirch Harrison Barnes' name. Pride of Iowa, Idaho? Where was he? Iowa?
He's an Iowa
where's
guy.
Luke from? Luke is Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so pride of Iowa. We don't have to
I think he's like from Iowa.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's from
Ames.
Iowa.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we don't have to besmirch his name. You said De'Aaron Fox like real regular. So De'Aaron Fox is good. He's cold.
Yeah, because De'Aaron Fox is supposed to be their star, and every time they play the Grizzlies, it's like, and here's Harrison Barnes for 31 points last night to lead the Spurs on a win against the Grizzlies. I don't besmirch names. I try not to. Sometimes my tone, I guess, can lead to a besmirching nature. The Grizzlies don't have the guy to match their guys, and the guy should be Jaren Jackson Jr. That's just a fact of the matter. Like, he is paid to be that guy. He has to be that guy. And he was not that guy last night with a season low 7 points and 5 turnovers. I mean, mathematically speaking, you can look at the Grizzlies had 15 turnovers and the Spurs had 7, and the Spurs made 9 more threes. And there's your math, and there's how the Spurs end up winning the game. Jaren has to be a better version than what we saw last night. And I am still confident that he can be, because we have seen him be better than what he has been last night, what he has been this season. I will say it was just a game ago, 2 games ago against the Clippers, where he was huge in the closeout in the fourth quarter against LA. But against these better teams, there has been a shrinkage nature to Jaren Jackson Jr., where the Grizzlies have really needed to be able to rest on somebody who gets in there, says, I am the best player on the court tonight, and I'm going to take over this game. And that did not happen for Jaren last night. He had 5 fouls. Edey had 5 fouls. And that brings me to number 2. So number 1, your stars are not outplaying the stars on the other teams when you're taking on these better, more formidable opponents. And number 2, the Grizzlies were up 6 when Jaren and Zach Edey got subbed out, along with others, but most notably Jaren and Edey got subbed out with Coward, Wells, Conchar, I believe Aldama, Omax, Landell. I think Wells was in. Cam Spencer was in. Regardless, Zach Edey and Jaren Jackson Jr. cannot both leave the floor when you are up 6 in the fourth quarter of a game, a winnable game, because by the time they came back in, around the 5-minute mark, 2 minutes later, the Spurs were up 2. And I get what Coach Tomas Isolo is doing. I get the bursts. I understand the vision. I just would love to see it not be a guaranteed in the fourth quarter in a winnable game where 2 minutes like that can completely switch the game around or prevent the Grizzlies from increasing that lead. It was a close game through and through, but that could have been an opportunity for them to carry through, to push that 6-point lead to a 10-point lead. And instead, we see another Grizzlies loss, another loss against a team above 500, which is just going to be the way that we measure this at this point in the season. So those 2 things for me, along with the officiating, were the most frustrating matters for the Grizzlies last night. We wasted a John Conchar game. Should I call him Rajon Conchar Rondo? You see that?
No.
Oh, he did the little Rondo finish. I was like,
oh okay.
Jitty, sir. Sir. Cam Spencer.
Cam Spencer.
21 points.
Listen, the continued growth and development of Jalen Wells.
Yes.
After
A tough start to the season.
People like me wrote him off, and I might have been the only one. But I was like, okay, what is Jalen Wells going to be if he's not making threes? He's stopped relying solely on shooting threes. He hits the ball on the floor now. He gets to the basket. He finishes around the rim. And because he's doing that, he's making threes, right? 2 for 3 last night on three-point attempts. He's making those shots now. And he's putting pressure on opposing defenses because he can go by you and will finish around the bucket.
Got to the free throw line 8 times. I mean, the fact, again, not to bring it back to Jaren, but Jalen Wells took 8 free throws last night and Jaren took 2.
Well, listen, Jaren's issue is that he fouled himself out in the first quarter. That's whenever you see Jaren have a bad game, just go to the fouls and see when he picked them up. Yeah. Did he pick up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter? And that dictates now what he's able to do in the first quarter. Did he pick up 3 in the first half? And now he's not able to be as aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, driving to the rim. So he just sort of hovers around the 3-point line. Is that what happened? Because if that's the case, then he's not going to be an offensive threat at all. You can get fouled out of games by actually fouling out with 6. You can also just foul yourself out by picking up ticky-tack fouls in bunches early and often. And that's what happened to Jaren last night. If Jaren didn't have 5 fouls, I would have expected him to be more like that Clippers Jaren, where he's attacking in the fourth quarter. But with 5 fouls, he's fearful about picking up another one, which he should be, and he just does not, for whatever reason, have the body control to go to the rim without running over somebody. Mm. And then when you factor in that those calls that one call against him was awful on the drive, it scares him off. It scares him from attacking. So as long as he stays out of foul, sometimes, Jaren, you just got to let it go. The one he picked up at the top of the key, where he's going for a loose ball after somebody made a bad behind-the-back pass, instead of just sprinting back and getting set up for defense, and if they score, Jaren, they score. He runs through a dude trying to get the ball. It's like, Jaren, you just don't need to do that. You don't. And there are 2 or 3 types of those fouls a game with Jaren, where it's like, yo, don't do it. Give him the bucket. 2 points now is better than the foul on you because it changes what the team is. It changes
your entire temperament the rest of the game.
And it should change your temperament because you don't want to foul out. But you've just fouled yourself out. Yeah. So they also, you brought it up, the 9 more threes, the 27 more points that the Spurs got from beyond the arc. Somebody's got to be able to get out there. And I'm not sure. All the good that people do, I'm not sure if they can find a scheme good enough to get people out there to contest those types of threes.
The teams are just getting in a rhythm, which is something we saw last year. I mean, this is a carryover effect. Cam Spencer really is fun as hell to watch. Really enjoy from a matching 3-point standpoint. I'm enjoying watching his confidence rise. Cedric Howard had a rookie game. We will see the Grizzlies come back on Friday against the Los Angeles Clippers here at home. And the Clippers, oh my God, what are the Clippers doing?
What happened?
Wild NBA story developing this morning. The Clippers are parting ways with Chris Paul. And I saw this headline, and I genuinely thought it was an NBA Centel post. But this was Chris Paul's Instagram story at 2:40 a.m. Eastern time. Just found out I'm being sent home. The Clippers are in Atlanta ahead of a game tonight, and they decided at midnight to break the news that they are moving on from one of the most important players in their franchise's history. And they are doing it right in the middle of his retirement tour. And I swear, this is one of the most egregious examples of there being zero loyalty in the workplace. Not just in the history of sports, but in the history of corporate America. This is crazy. The history of corporate America. The Clippers moving on from Chris Paul in the middle. I'm sorry, you want a nice storybook retirement tour? That's too damn bad. We're the Clippers, and we're going to move on from you. And I know that the Clippers are terrible. The Clippers are in hell this season. But that is just, it feels like something you are not supposed to be allowed to do. And yet they did it.
But you are. I wonder what triggered this.
Or what the plan is.
Listen, from a plan standpoint, from a logic standpoint, Chris Paul isn't good. right?
No.
He's great. Chris Paul's career as a point guard will be put up there in comparison with all of the great point guards that came before him and that will come after him. I understand that. But this season, he's not that. And so with Bradley Beal being out, why you went out there and got him, whatever. But with Bradley Beal being out, I'm assuming you think you need that roster spot to get somebody who can contribute to the team in a meaningful way. Chris Paul's not able to do that right now. So I understand that piece of it. But, like, he's a legend.
He came back for 1 year to finish his career with the Clippers.
With you. You're the team he's most synonymous with, right? Like, when people think about Chris Paul's career,
they
think about the Clippers run. They think about Lob City. That's what they think about.
He's supposed to be the first player to have his jersey retired from the Clippers. Like, if there are two players to do it, it's Blake Griffin and Chris Paul.
And they messed Blake Griffin
And Blake
over
Griffin,
too.
they did this too in 2018.
They should sign him to a 5-year deal and trade him
off
in
to
2018. Before Detroit
Before the
was
Pistons
good.
were going to be really good this year.
But Blake was good that run with the Pistons. Blake carried him. So yeah, it doesn't. At a certain point, man, what are you doing? Why bring him in if you think, okay, we might need that spot?
Right.
And then he's here now. You're bad. You're bad. How else are you going to sell tickets now? Like, you can always throw Chris Paul up there and be like, hey,
True.
Mr. Clippers coming through. Come in, fans. Come
For
watch us.
one last ride.
One last ride with Chris Paul.
Come support Chris Paul and all the memories he gave
Kobe
you.
Bryant that last year was awful. Right? There was no reason. But Lakers kept him on there because of all the things he did.
Come back around and see Kobe in purple and gold one more time.
Come see Kobe one more again, y'all. Here he is. Come out here and see him do something. And then if he does something special, like Kobe did, and I'm sure Chris Paul's got a handful of special moments left in him, they do something special, then you get the buzz centered around that. Dirk Nowitzki, terrible. Awful the last year. They still kept him around like Mavericks
Udonis
fans.
Haslem, they
Come
found a
see
room
him.
for him
Well,
in Miami forever.
Udonis is different.
Just hang out.
They were just like, Udonis, we might need you to fight Jimmy Butler on the sideline.
I told this to my husband this morning. The next time you feel guilty about taking PTO from your job, you just remember that the Clippers got rid of Chris Paul in the middle of his retirement tour. Like, that is just, business is business. Damn, business is mean. Business is cruel.
Next time somebody wants to say something about somebody going and trying to get more money in one of these sports.
Truth. Any player, any coach,
any
person.
Any coach. If you want to go from Nashville to Knoxville, or if you want to go from Milwaukee to Miami, or if you want to go from Oxford to wherever you go from Oxford, right? Anybody, player or coach. Baton Rouge, even. Like, this is the business. They'll get rid of you immediately. ASAP. Everything okay?
Yeah, I appreciate Jacob in the chat, which is our Jacob, saying, I don't think 40-year-old Chris Paul is getting people in LA to take time out of their day of doing nothing to watch the Clippers. Could I do nothing, or could I watch the Clippers?
You go watch the Clippers. You go kick it in
Intuit
that
Dome is cool.
You like, okay, I'm going to go to the Dome, and Chris Paul is going to be there.
I'm going to have all of my biometrics measured the second I walk in the door, and they're going to know the decibels of my voice, and maybe they'll reward me. But I can see Chris Paul. Not anymore. Not anymore. All right, we got to take a break. Frank Bonner, Tigers beat reporter over at the Daily Memphian, is going to join us in the next segment. We'll get the latest on the Tigers football head coaching search at his National Signing Day. All that with Frank after a quick break.
Jordan in the chat is right. It would be like the Grizzlies bringing back Mike Conley for a retirement tour and then just getting rid of him.
That would be insane.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. One exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies' den. Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone. Grizz Nation, Friday nights just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace level ticket to the Grizz game and 2 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today.
Be sure to get one of 3 Grind City Media rolls at Sticks Express in downtown Memphis. A portion of the proceeds from the roll that sells the most will go to a charity of our choice. Order online with code STIX901 and knock 10% off your tab. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And you can see them at their Collierville location as well. You only have like 28 more days to order the Jessica Benson roll at Sticks and help me win the very important competition, the very important Sticks race. Always love Sticks. Get out there, support at one of my favorite downtown businesses. One of my favorite people is in studio with us this morning. Frank Bonner, Tigers beat reporter over at the Daily Memphian, is in studio with us now. Frank, it has been a busy few days for you. That could have been kind of the representation of almost the beginning of the offseason, not taking away bowl games and the importance of wherever the Memphis Tigers will play a bowl game, but without conference championship weekend ahead, it would have represented a period of what is this offseason going to look like? And instead, it is who is going to be the head coach of the Memphis Tigers? What's the latest that you're hearing on the coaching search front and everything involving that?
Yeah, right. I will say that, the end of the year has been pretty interesting with everything that's going on. But, the name that everybody keeps talking about, the name that I'm throwing out there is, Jerry Mack. I'm interested to see if Jerry Mack is going to end up being a leading candidate. That's the candidate that I like for Memphis, and so we'll see if it ends up going that way. But I'm real interested to see how far he goes in the process and if he gets the job or whatever.
So Jerry Mack has become one of these people who I would say the diehard college football fans have followed his story through this year at Kennesaw State, but like the average college football fan did not know who he was until, especially an average Tigers football fan, and I mean average being following the rest of the sport.
Right.
But now suddenly that's one of those where it's like, hey, you know what? If they hired him, that'd be cool. I support that hire. The other name that drew up a lot of just like local media buzz yesterday is Dan Mullen, and he's at UNLV. Don't know if that's even a realistic approach. I saw yesterday somebody note that Penn State should now be trying to throw everything they have at him after they lost out on the BYU coach who officially decided to stay at BYU. When it comes to someone like a Dan Mullen, do you think that's just a case of name recognition where you're desperate to search for somebody that people know?
Well, the Dan Mullen one is interesting because then you have like, he's not getting paid pennies over at UNLV, right? He's getting, a nice pay, and so there's buyout stuff, and so like it would be pretty expensive to get Dan Mullen over to Memphis, and if people are trying to throw Penn State at Dan Mullen, then that's a big
right. How do you compete?
Yeah, how do you compete with that? Like I thought. Will Stein was a name that could have been good for Memphis, but you see that he had other, opportunities with Kentucky and so on. And so you also have that factor. If other school, bigger programs are also throwing that name around, then that may be somebody who Memphis can't get.
Yeah, and with the Dan Mullen piece too, I'm curious from his perspective because Memphis is ahead of UNLV in the perceived, right. For most college football writers nationally, they would say the best group of 5 job is Memphis, and especially one that's open right now. But you think of someone like Dan Mullen who probably went to UNLV under the ultimate hope that UNLV isn't going to be in the Mountain West forever, that someday perhaps the Big 12 would be interested in UNLV, just like Memphis hopes that someday the Big 12 or whatever bigger conference allows them to hitch their wagon to them and not be left behind in the group of 5. And so for Dan Mullen, is it worth making a jump from one of those schools to the other, or is he really just looking at the opportunity of, hey, like how can I leverage this to get to one of those bigger jobs?
Right, and so that's kind of what it goes, because if, somebody, when we were talking about this before, called it a lateral jump. Now, obviously, Memphis, like you said, is a bigger perceived brand in the group of 5. But as far as group of 6 or whatever we're calling versus power conference job, like it would be more of a lateral move as opposed to a step up in terms of what the aspirations he may have. And so do you wait, even if UNLV doesn't go to a different conference or whatever, do you wait to see if you can get plucked by a school in a bigger conference? And if that's so, you just stay there.
So if it's not Jerry Mack and if it's not Dan Mullen, who are some of the other names that you hear floating around?
Charles Huff is one over at Southern Miss. I mean, for Jerry Mack and Charles Huff, they both had immediate turnarounds at the schools that they're at. And then with Charles Huff, you also saw what he did at Marshall before getting to Southern Miss. So he's another one. Helton over at Western Kentucky, you've seen his name thrown around. He was on staff in the early 2000s at Memphis. And so I think those 2 names are other names that you can see get some traction.
Do you think this fan base, as you've now been around this program for a minute, would struggle if they went the route of someone with no head coaching experience? Or how do you sell that, I should say?
I guess it depends on who the name is. Like, for instance, if that name was a Will Stein, then that would be different. Obviously, he's out of the running, but just to use him as an example, if it's somebody with that caliber, maybe they can get behind it. But I do think that this search would benefit from somebody with the head coaching experience, just because, I mean, we just talked about signing. The early signing period is today, right? Yeah. Recruiting, we saw Silverfield, after he left to Arkansas,
he's gotten some big
receiver decommitted from Memphis and then announced that he had an offer from Arkansas. So you want a head coach who can bring some recruits with him. Not to say that a coordinator can't, but I think a sitting head coach is probably the direction that I think they would go.
That is wild to me because nobody they've hired the past 3 coaching searches has been a sitting head coach, right? When you think about Fuente and Norvell and Silverfield, they were all coordinators. Silverfield was a coordinator, right? Or was he O-line?
He was the
coach, and he was internal, so that was
so move him to the side. The other 2 weren't. You got one who was a co-coordinator at TCU, and the other one was a coordinator at Arizona State. If I remember correctly, and they had big time success doing that. Also, they went through a search firm with those first 2, with Fuente and with Norvell. That was a search firm. That wasn't the university conducting their own search. So I think that the fan base, if it's the right fit, will be okay. Fuente was the right fit. Norvell was the right fit, and they're the right fits because they won. The fan base is what the fan base is. They rock with a winner. As long as somebody comes in, you got to get the right person, head coaching experience or not.
Win the press conference, and you can win the fans
Hey,
at least
listen,
going into next season.
we're gonna play fast. We're gonna
Right.
play
Say the right
intense football.
things.
We're gonna be physical. We're not gonna be pushed around like you just, coach speak it.
Yeah, and that's valid, right? I don't think coordinator or non-head coach is out of the question. And at the end of the day, you give the hire a shot, and if he can get to a conference championship, then nothing else matters. Yeah.
What do you think they need? Like, if you were on the search committee, because you're there, you're at practices, you're at the games, you're talking to administrators, you're talking to coaches, you're talking to players, you got a good pulse of what this football program is. If you were the one making the decision, what type of qualities would you be looking for in a coach for the Memphis Tigers?
Well, I think at any program, you want to look for somebody who has a proven track record to recruit. In this day and age, with the NIL and everything, you need a coach who knows how to bring in guys to win, especially at the level that Memphis is competing at in terms of who they're in the ring with and recruiting. Like they're trying to go after guys that power conference guys are going after. So you want somebody who can recruit well. Memphis loves his offense, right? So I think you do want somebody with an offensive mindset and some type of proven track record. If it's a head coach, you want it to be a head coach who has proven they can get their teams over the hump. If it's a coordinator or somebody like that, you want to see that they've coached high octane offenses or something. You kind of want to look at that track record of what they've done as a coach when you're making this decision.
I wanted to get your take on how the whole timeline with Ryan Silverfield played out, because I saw the video yesterday from a couple of the local Arkansas recruits who chose Arkansas. One of them gave some quote of, he started recruiting me hard this past month, trying to get me to flip when he was at Memphis. I think maybe he was trying to talk about him at Memphis, but now that he's at Arkansas, just how have you viewed when this all started to roll for Ryan Silverfield and what ultimately led Arkansas to make the hire now?
Yeah, so I saw the quote, and some people were trying to they saw that clip and were wondering, was Silverfield recruiting to Arkansas? I didn't.
It read
see
weird, but I don't think that's what it meant.
No, right? I just think that the way I read it is that when he was at Memphis, he was trying to get me to flip, and he was creating that relationship. And then when he went to Arkansas, I followed him in Arkansas.
Yes.
That's what happens with these.
I made this relationship with this coach when he was at Memphis. He wanted me to go to Memphis. Now that he's at Arkansas, it made sense for me to follow him to Arkansas.
Now, right. That's the way that I read it. It wasn't, because I think, was it Lincoln Riley who got into a situation with one of his assistants? Yeah, I don't think it was that situation going on. But as far as the timeline, I think what it came down to is Arkansas had other names on a list. Those names on the list didn't take the job, and then Silverfield was on the list, and it fell in his lap. Right, I thought, a few days before it announced that Silverfield was gone, I mean, a lot of us thought Golich was going there, and then it worked out the way it worked out. I think a lot of this has to do with Lane Kiffin and the decisions that he made and the dominoes that fell after that, and so I think that's why it played out the way it
Yeah,
did.
I think there's very much a reason why Silverfield, Golich, and Summerall were all announced in a 30-minute window the morning that Lane Kiffin was making his exit from Ole Miss to LSU. It was just we got to do this fast. And then Kentucky, even that night, fires Mark Stoops and moves quickly on that front too. This is just a weird coaching cycle.
And the whole carousel, I think not the entire carousel, but much of it was held up by Lane Kiffin. He kind of had it.
He's like the main SEC domino, and then there were some pretty heavy SEC dominoes behind him. And then the fact that you're Penn State and you still don't have a coach is just a bizarre thing happening.
And what makes it even more bizarre is when you make a decision to fire James Franklin, you would think that you already had in mind who you wanted to go after before making the decision.
Right, you make that kind of a fire with the understanding of, we already know who's going to replace this person.
And so for that to happen the way that it happened, I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, we will see. Is there any sort of timeline that you expect Memphis to be operating under?
I do expect for it to happen fast. I know some folks thought it may happen instantaneously, but you also there are people who I think may be on the list who are still, competing for conference championships and things like that. The name I threw out, Jerry Mack, he's obviously going to be playing in one this Friday. And so I think you have to let that play out and then see what happens maybe as early as this weekend or a little bit after.
Last thing before I let you go, because it is signing day. What are things looking like for Memphis? Signing day is not what it used to be. It's the early signing day, and not having a coach obviously plays a part, but that's not the most critical thing in the world, the way this all works right now.
Right. Like they had a couple of decommits, but I do think that there will be a nice amount of signatures that still come through for Memphis. For one, because, some players, they sign to the coach, some sign to the school. I talked to, Jacob Lax and Seth Hennigan about that the other day, just about the mindset of a recruit. And then the other thing is that signing doesn't necessarily, in today's world, hold you to the program for eternity now, right? So it's a pencil. So I do expect some signatures to come in for Memphis still.
All right, Frank, thanks so much for joining us in studio. You can read his latest up at the Daily Memphian. We will take a quick break. DeAngelo Williams is going to join us on the other side. We'll ask him if he's going to be the new head coach at the University of Memphis or get his thoughts on who it should be. It's DeAngelo Williams after a quick break.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Michaelese, it's Gary Parrish, and I think I owe you a congratulations. Do I have this right? Another hole-in-one for you?
Yeah, I was playing by myself. Hit the green, it went in, and I looked dejected because there was no one there to witness it with me.
It would be very inexpensive for like every par 3 at a nice golf course to have a camera set up at the tee box.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Was projecting a $27 million deficit.
The university?
Mm-hmm. No, the athletic department.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm. For the fiscal year? Yeah.
That's not good at all.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, we're back. What's up, DeAngelo?
Ooh. Ooh, I didn't know we was at a $27 million deficit.
Yeah, life could be worse.
That should sound like the government.
Damn, D'Angelo.
Like, oh, we'll find that money somewhere.
D'Angelo, we just got him to open back up, man.
We just got those billionaires to give $250 to all babies born in 2026.
That's going to be enough to buy him some votes.
$250.
And the additional G.
And maybe to make some people have a baby.
If $250
Would
is
you
all
have a
need
baby
to have
for $250?
Hell no.
That's like 4 packs of diapers.
Max.
Maybe.
And maybe some Gerber food.
D'Angelo, you look cold. The breath coming out of your mouth is icy. How are we feeling today? This has been quite a week.
This is a bit. It's a crisp Ryan Silverfield, which is 42 degrees, cold, damp, and I'm telling you, the frost line is showing its ass today because it's all frost line today. It's cold.
Winter came quickly. A new job came quickly for Ryan Silverfield. What was your reaction when you saw that Ryan Silverfield was leaving Memphis for the Arkansas job?
Did he reach out to you and tell you that he was going to leave? D'Angelo?
Yeah, did you get a personal text?
No, look. I'm gonna tell you something. I appreciate the coaches that the only connection that I have with the university is I'm an alumni. Okay. I don't feel like I donate enough money for a head coach to call me and ask me what my decisions are. So I don't even want that responsibility or that power. I'm not making any decisions. The only connection that I have with the head coach at the University of Memphis is that we are like-minded people, meaning we both attend the same prestigious university. You work at one, I attended it. So that's where we fall in line at. But I found it interesting because I actually wanted Silverfield gone. I didn't want Silverfield gone because he was a bad coach. I didn't want Silverfield gone because he wasn't able to win like a championship. That's not why I wanted Silverfield gone. I wanted Silverfield gone because I'm tired of all our fans complaining about him not getting stuff done. So now you got what you wanted. Silverfield is gone now. Regardless of how he exited, we got the answer to our question. We wanted him gone. He's no longer our problem. He's Arkansas' problem. So now, who do we bring in now? Because everybody on the street, there's a reason why they're on the street.
Is it you, D'Angelo?
So it's huh?
Is it you?
Oh God, no. No, I couldn't.
Thought we could have
enough
some big
time.
breaking news.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why it's not me. And I for the life of me, I've never understood this. I worked my ass off in the National Football League because I had a precious opportunity to play in that league. And I always told myself, I want to work as hard as I possibly can for as short as I possibly can and make the most amount of money and never have to work again.
There we go.
It blows my mind where you see a Tony Romo or Tom Brady that make $300 million and then go work at TV. Like, you don't, what's the point? You can find other ways to be busy and not punch a clock. I've never understood this. And it to this day, it blows my mind. Like, Tony Romo, why are you still working?
D'Angelo, I'll do you one better. Like, Marshall Faulk just took a job at Southern. He took a job at the FCS level. Love it. It's great. It's exciting. But that's Marshall effing Faulk. It's like, you don't want to just sit down.
I know.
You're not tired. You ran a bunch at it during your career. You don't want to just sit somewhere and be still.
Well, we talked about it even with these coaches who get these crazy buyouts and can't just sit and earn that check. James Franklin had to go right into that next job. He took the "you need to be looking for another job" part of his buyout contract language very seriously. I was like, you couldn't have looked a little less hard? You couldn't have just sat for a year, enjoyed some time, put your toes in the sand, listen to the waves? But no, I'm with you, D'Angelo. I think it's
it makes no sense to me.
If I had that money, I would have gone the same route as you. I would have built a farm to host beautiful weddings at someday. Are you at the farm today? Is that where you're at?
I am at the farm today. I'm actually working inside, and I'm cleaning floors, getting ready to install the floors. So I'm
be the Memphis football coach, cleans floors instead. Just.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. I don't have anybody judging me on cleaning these floors. Nobody's saying like, "Oh,
it's just you.
Oh, you left some in the corner." The whole world is not judging my work ethic. And
you don't have to convince a 16-year-old to come and play football on those floors. Like, you don't have to recruit. You don't have to get into NIL. Just get to clean the floors.
and that's what blows my mind. I've had several kids from Arkansas since the Ryan Silverfield has left and went to Arkansas. Hit me and was like, "Hey man, if you coach in any capacity at the University of Memphis, I'll come." And I was like, "Ooh, yeah, I know." And I'm just like, oh, I don't understand why. He was like, "Man, because you're cool. Like, people want to be in an environment where they work and it's a cool environment to work in. Like, I don't want to be yelled at and stressed out. I mean, we win in games, but damn, like, this is a tough life. Like, this is it. Like, nobody's winning games like New England when Tom Brady and Bill Belichick was there. Like, we ain't gonna win games and be sad while we're here. Like, the happiness is not gonna come from winning games. The happiness is gonna be because I'm here, people like me, and they treat me fairly, and they treat me like we're balling. That's why I like it here. And I feel like that's where a lot of coaches missed, especially Bill Belichick. Like, I knew UNC wasn't gonna be good because he got that old style of coaching. Man, nobody want to be yelled at all the time. I'm listening to that with my mom and dad at the house. I don't want to hear that. Now I gotta listen to you as a coach yell at me. Man, nah, I'm cool on that, bro. I go somewhere else where they talk to me through group chat or text message or
Snapchat,
use some type
WhatsApp,
of other way to
Signal,
communicate with me.
Instagram DMs. DeAngelo, are there any names that you've heard out there that you think would be a good fit for Memphis? Or more broadly, what kind of coach would you like to see hired at Memphis?
I want to see a coach hired that don't throw a bubble screen every 3 or 4 plays. I don't know if I don't know
That
if y'all
damn
was
bubble
around
screen.
the Fuente and
No,
Norvell
bubble screen's been
era.
haunting you for years.
Oh boy, I was so tired of them bubble screens. I just wanted anybody that didn't throw a bubble screen. I didn't care what the record was. Like, just now, I just want anybody that'll hand the damn ball off. Like, at the University of Memphis, it don't matter who you got as a head coach. If you're a running back, you want to go to Memphis because the long history of running backs going to the National Football League. So I'm gonna go there just based off the history of that position. So that's easy. It's the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the O-line, and I'm not even going to talk about defense because I swear every coach we done ever brought in left the defensive coordinator that they should have got and brought the one that give up 30 points a game. Like, if we could just have a defense, that's all I want. I don't even care about offense anymore. Just give me a defense.
No, let's not get crazy.
One shutdown corner and give me one defensive lineman that can rush the passer. So he don't have 35 minutes when he's in the pocket on 3rd down to throw the damn ball. Because we only rushing 3 anyway.
But get you somebody who's gonna rush more than 3. Get you somebody who's gonna send 4.
No
then
more
maybe
bubble
plus
screens and plays defense. Okay, sweet.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And I'm not looking for a big name.
That's what I was going to ask. You don't think it has to be a flash name?
Big names don't even matter. They don't even matter. Now, here's the thing. You can't get anybody that's known for some foolishness, because if you get that, then you gotta fight that stigma. You want somebody that's fresh, that the guys that are there already are like, that was a smart hire. Like, now I got a decision I got to make. Do I want to leave or do I want to stay here? You want a guy that's going to make the guys that are in the locker room right there have to make a decision. Like, this ain't going to be easy. Because right now it's easy. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, we leaving after this bowl game. I didn't like this. Silverfield's probably been talking to a couple of them because I know if it was me, I would. Yeah. But now here's the thing, though. With talking to the players that you have at the University of Memphis, you just opened a new portal up that just gave you, supposedly because you're SEC, it just gave you a window into this untapped potential of talent that apparently the other SEC guys have not gotten. So it's been very interesting seeing the dominoes as they fall from the Lane Kiffin going to LSU, and then those dominoes starting to fall into place.
If you had been an Ole Miss football player, would you have wanted Lane Kiffin to coach that playoff game? Because there's contrary reports. Kiffin said his team wanted him to play. This was on the university. Some of his players have come out and said, that's not our truth. You're speaking a different truth.
I'm telling you right now, so there's 2 sides to me that have a real big problem with what Lane Kiffin did at Ole Miss. First of all, you're still going to get paid if we continue to win football games in the college playoffs. So you have now taken away from, you know what, we're going to show Lane Kiffin something. We're going to go out here, we're going to win this championship and show him it was never him coaching. But then if you do that, you're still making money. So you're like, damn, can't do that. So how do you attack this beast? How do you attack this beast as Lane Kiffin? Because as a player, I don't know about them, but as a player, when a coach leave you mid-season or before a bowl game, I don't care who you are and if you knew it or not, you always feel betrayed because you're like, damn, bro, I got 3 years left on my scholarship. This is my first year. I'm a freshman. Or I came here because of you, and now I got to jump in the portal. And again, the portal is, let me see how you could say this. It's a gift and a curse because when you go to the portal, every time you go to a portal and you take a kid out of the portal, there's a kid in high school that just missed the scholarship opportunity. So what just happened now is, and I know if I'm Lane Kiffin, I'm not cherry picking Ole Miss players. Hell, I'm at LSU. You know, I mean, what my talent, what I'm about to get, that wide receiver that I thought was number 1 at Ole Miss, he's number 3 at LSU. He's number 3 at LSU.
Yeah.
So it's interesting seeing what's going on because there's going to be a lot of players at Ole Miss that he said was good and that was his guys. Going to be like, hey, man, I'm thinking about coming to LSU. He's going to be like, well, don't come because I got them. I got them. Don't
I got
come.
that covered
Stay at Ole Miss
elsewhere.
and go somewhere else. I got this covered.
Well, that's the whole, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's why he left. He thought he could get better players and a better opportunity to compete for a national championship at LSU, despite the fact that he has an 11 path to a championship.
I'm leaving Ole Miss ass too, though. I get it. I understand. I'm leaving him too. I'm leaving him too. They ain't even paying me, and I was like, good for you, Lane. Good for you. And just based off of how Lane Kiffin coach and where he's been, like he's been a college hoe for quite some time now. So he's known for getting that money, and you know, there's oops babies everywhere. Oh. Everywhere. That's just how Lane. That's how he operate. And yeah, so we've gotten to the point now where we've hit that upper echelon because this year right here we've been loyal to the one person. They've been talking real good about us, and now everybody want to piece of me. And I'm like, what? I ain't had this since what 6, 7, 8 years ago when people wanted me. Like they've been throwing me to the wolves the last few years. Now all of a sudden let me straighten myself up and look good, and then let me get over here to LSU and say this is where I wanted to be the whole time, and this and that, and it blows my mind after listening to incoming coaches on what they say. That's just a grain of salt, man. Don't stop blowing hot smoke up my ass. I mean, I don't need that. I mean, I know it's cold out here, but there's other ways you can warm me up, and blowing hot smoke up my ass is not the way I want to be warmed up.
Real quick before I let you go, how do you think Silverfield will do at Arkansas? What's your prediction there?
It's tough. And here's why. I've had this conversation with CJ, and we fight about it all the time. I don't think that the SEC is a great place for coaches that are making their rise because you only got 2 or 3 years max in order to show them like, hey, I'm the coach. Like a 6-6 record or a winning season at Arkansas is not something that's gonna get you like, oh, when you come into these SEC schools, they're expecting like impactful, like we want to beat a team that's top 5, top 10. We need signature wins, and I don't think in Silverfield's first, second, or third year he's going to be able to do that, only because I understand he has a portal. The offense that Silverfield runs is not an offense that you can just plug and play. It's one of those offenses where you got to, the more you're in the offense, the more impactful you are on the field, because you know the ins and outs, you know the audibles, you know the checks. Before the even quarterback give it to you, like, oh yeah, he's going to this right here. He done check, you're not even looking back. You done already switched around in your head. Whereas when you're younger, you don't know, like he give you the check, you like, damn, all right, I know it's a check. That was a good check. What was the route? We ain't did this check in a minute. So now you're looking back at the quarterback, like, hey, what was it like? What was it again? Like, help me out. Hey, man, you got this right here. Oh, okay, cool. And then you get out there, you run, and you're like, all right, I was running. And from that play on, now you uneasy for the rest of the offense. That's the difference between Silverfield offense and a lot of other non-pro style offenses. Like, if you was at an academy school, then that's the same offense. Army, Navy, Air Force, all the same offense. You ain't gotta. Don't matter. It's just a changing of institutions.
We will see how it goes, but I'm with you. You don't get a lot of patience at an SEC school, so it doesn't.
You don't.
And I will expand that to SEC, Big Ten. Look what's happened to Mike Norvell. I mean, he's getting another extension.
Look what
Not
happened
a
to
contract extension,
Mike
but
Norvell.
time.
Mike Norvell's been bad.
He's been miserable. He's been in misery.
What do you mean? I still don't understand what you mean by he's been miserable. Because again,
I just mean I think it's been
NIL
miserable for him to experience losing seasons in. I mean, what'd they win? 3 games last season? So I guess by comparison, they went up this year.
Guess what? He didn't. The records that he's putting up at Florida State, he never put those records up here in Memphis because he didn't have to play the same level of talent.
Exactly.
So I had this argument with my agent and marketing guy, and I'm very interested to hear what y'all say. Do you take $6 million over 3 years that give you $18 million, or do you want to make that $18 million over 8, 9, 10 years and have no pressure none whatsoever on you? Or do you want to be fired, take the $18 million, and now you're looking for another job with the potential of taking, a $300,000, $800,000 job because you got to work your way back up now. Lane Kiffin has been he's the litmus test of all litmus tests because he went from 300,000 to 3 million to 8 to now 12 a year, but it took him a 30-year career to get there.
The first one, give it to me, 18 million. I'm not sure if I'm gonna live to see tomorrow, DeAngelo. I don't got the time to be waiting 8, 9, 10 years to get my money. Give me all my money up front. I want to get it as quickly as possible and then get fired and not work.
If you're still dealing in the millions per year, though, I would take the 10-year. I would take the 10-year job security, where you are not under the constant hot seat. Because for me, I'm speaking. I know myself.
Yes.
And that constant stress would eat me alive. And then I'm not living to see that money because I'm developing an ulcer. And that ulcer is eating my insides. And then I'm going to die.
Just don't answer the phone. Don't hop on social media. You'll be fine.
It doesn't work that way. You have to do a press conference every Monday.
Be certainly a
This is what bothers me about you, CJ.
What?
CJ, if I've been coaching for 30 years and the least amount of money a year that I've made was $1.5 million, money ain't my issue.
Right.
Sounds like you got some budgeting issues or some other shit that's going on in your life that you probably should address.
DeAngelo. Money is always the issue.
Listen to what I'm saying though. You work 20 or 30 million. They just offered you 40 million. You gonna take 40 million and have all these type of headaches and problems, or you gonna take 20 million and be okay?
I'm gonna take 40 million and have the headaches and problems. I'm gonna take it's always more. I'm gonna take 40 and have all those problems, DeAngelo. Give them to me.
I'm with you, DeAngelo.
Because I'm not. I guess I'm just built different. I guess I'm just built for those moments.
If you're that miserable, the money doesn't matter.
I'm not going to be miserable. Why do I care what fans say? Why do I care what reporters say? Why do I care?
You still have to you have to show up and do that job.
I'll do that. Yeah. I'll dry my tears with the millions of dollars that I'm making extra. That'll be who I cry to in the middle of the night.
I'm gonna take the word of the person who's made the millions of dollars and understand how it feels versus us plebeians who have never smelled it.
I just want to smell it. Just put it in my palm.
I've been watching Deion Sanders, man. Before Deion Sanders took the Colorado job, man, I was like, damn, Deion looked like he could still play. You look at Deion now, that man looked like he aged like the president after 4 years of office. You like, damn, Deion, you good? You straight? Man, that stress is real, man. It's because it's coming from every angle. Your kids dealing with it, your family dealing with it, other family members, all your homeboys and friends dealing with it. Like that's a lot to deal with when you can go somewhere and do it for half the price and not have that much pressure and still get paid.
I agree. DeAngelo, thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you
CJ
next
ain't
week.
going. He don't like it.
No, he's just gonna take all the money.
All right.
He'll be miserable. He won't be miserable because he doesn't care. He's an anomaly. Just lives a different life. Enjoy your day at the farm putting down floors. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Just real quick before we go.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you hire at Memphis? Who do you hire at Memphis? Coach.
I've decided to jump on the Jerry Mack bandwagon. He did a great turnaround job at Kennesaw State. He has head coaching experience. I'm not married to you have to have some sort of local Memphis connection, but that doesn't hurt. And he's a grown-up. He's a grown-up with real experience.
But you have to have that now. You don't think you have to have that now in order for your coaches to?
No, like South Florida just
I think you
hired
have
Brian
to.
Hartline, reportedly the Ohio State offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach. And I would have been thrilled if Memphis hired Brian Hartline with no connections to Memphis.
Okay.
He's approved.
Over there, there's all these positive things, has
That's
all
true.
these connections to Vanderbilt, and nobody trying to talk to him, nobody trying to, or if they are trying to poach him, they know that it's going to take, if I'm getting paid $20 million right now, in order for me to leave where I want to go, it's going to be $70 million a year. Because so it's going to be an astronomical number. We want somebody like that. So if there's a connection there, we know that it's going to be hard for them. When they leave, it's going to make sense. Like, yeah, I'd have left too.
Or look at what just happened at BYU. That's another great example. I mean, it's someone who's connected to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So there is an inherent, if the money is there, if the right package is made, he's going to choose to stay at BYU versus bolting for Penn State. So I agree with you there. Like it's a helpful layer for non-SEC, for non-stereotypical, quote, big jobs. It is helpful if there is some sort of a local or personal connection that adds to it. Why are you
And that's why I like the interim head coaching job on giving it to Reggie Howard, because he's a Memphis guy. We know that was the safest option for the university because he's one of our own.
All right, DeAngelo. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, CJ.
What were you going to say?
Y'all got it.
No, who do you want? What do you think?
I don't know who they should hire. I didn't know they should hire Norvell or Fuente. I hadn't heard of those dudes. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I'm following Mac or anybody else like that. I'm not paying attention to Kennesaw State, so I'm not going to throw my hat in the ring on this. Just make the right hire a good coach. Everything will be fine. There's not a person on this planet who Memphis is their forever home as a head coach. There's not. There's not. Because you come to Memphis and then you get good enough and the money is so much different at the power conference level. It just is. So you come in here, Memphis gives you, I don't know, $3 million a year. I don't know, something like that. Well, Arkansas can give you 7, 8.
Sure.
That's Arkansas.
But it can extend further. It might not be forever.
God forbid Florida State or Miami or Texas A&M or Michigan or Ohio State or somebody like that come sniffing around, because they're going to be able to offer in the teens and probably into the 20s. Like the money just is so astronomically different depending on power and non-power.
The more important thing is the good
Big Ten.
coach. That's where I'm more on the side of get the best coach available. And if they're gone in 4 years, it's a testament that you got a really good coach and hopefully led Memphis to an American Conference Championship game and playoff. All right, we got to take a quick break. It's a 191 collab coming up on Friday when the Grizzlies play the Clippers. Good Hippy is back for his 4th collection. He's always one of our favorites. Miles will join us after a quick break.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Memphis. Monday Night Raw returns with non-stop action, unmatched energy, and the superstars you love.
We don't get mad, we get even. We don't go home till we beat them. This is our time, we ain't leaving. We need to come undefeated.
Witness the moments you'll never forget. Monday Night Raw, Memphis. Monday, February 16th. Tickets and ringsider packages on sale next Friday.
The Grizzlies are the one thing everyone in the family can agree on. So join us every Sunday this season for Sunday Family Fun Days. It's a steal at just $35 and includes a ticket to the game, a $10 food voucher, post-game free throws on the court, and a meet and greet with mascot Grizz. Space is limited, so grab your tickets now for this unique experience your family won't soon forget. Go to grizzlies.com/Sunday and have a fun day. Welcome back. We've got another 191 collabs coming up this week, and it is another Good Hippy collection. His fourth,
right?
So we're calling it the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter.
Miles, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. You're in your cozy coat with the cozy hoodie, with the cozy beanie on top because it is cold.
Brick outside.
And I do really appreciate that this collection has a lot of cold weather options for us.
absolutely.
Before we get into them, we've now done this with you 4 times, which is very exciting. You're one of our all-time favorites, and you've obviously come back because your stuff is wildly popular. Like I see people out in the wild wearing your stuff all the time, and I'm just curious for you, like, just what is it like going into a fourth 191 collab, and where do you see yourself today versus when you did that first one?
It's crazy. To be 4 into it, it definitely is like, man, that's 4 collections. It's honestly wild. I think I've just grown a lot as a designer in terms of like marketing and just item growth. I think this collection is a very true statement to my growth as a designer, while staying true to who I was, and like I've always just been the same Miles or Hippie, but like seeing it now as I've grown up, and I feel like I've grown up the same way the items have grown up. So it's really crazy, and just see people kind of be like, I remember your first collection, or like seeing people wear my first shirt, it feels like, wow, that's really dope. So it's super cool to see, and I'm just glad everybody's been a part of like that journey and got to see it.
So what's the theme of this one?
So the theme of this one is playing my best ball. So I actually got the idea from my dad. I think me and my dad talk a lot about my clothes and stuff, but he actually, during the last collection, we were getting down to the wire on some stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Dad. And then he was like, hey man, we play our best ball in the fourth quarter. And I was like, ooh, that's a bar. That's a bar. So I ended up being like, I don't know what I'm gonna name it. And one of my friends was just like, look, that's the name. Like, just roll with that. And so the idea is just playing my best ball. I feel like in the fourth quarter, you got to play your best in order to, hopefully win the game. And so I wanted to play my best, whether that was not just in the items, but in the rollout, in the collection, in the photos, C18, and doing the best that I can with everything, just showing that I did my best with this collection, put my best foot forward.
I know we've talked about your dad before, and I remember early on, just from a Grizzlies memory standpoint, and those memories that you guys shared, How has he been as a supporter in your fashion journey? Like, when did that first start, and how has he kind of supported you as you've continued to grow in this space?
Man, he supported me a lot. I think just my dad, everybody I think that knows me and my dad is just like our relationship has continued to evolve, and I think that that's really cool to see, from when I was younger and everything like that, and to see how our relationship has kind of pivoted now to fashion and just being really supportive of that is great. Not just him, but my mom too. Like them being very supportive because as a creative person, my mind is switched all the time. You know what I mean? So I was a songwriter, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna be an author. I'm gonna write children's books. And now it's like, no, I'm a fashion designer, and this is the one that stuck. And to see both of them be able to support me, and with the connection that my dad just has with the Grizzlies, it's been really cool to see.
I always think it's really cool when parents of creatives are supportive of the creatives, right? Because sometimes it's not the most naturally lucrative path or secure path, and so it takes a heavy amount of support. And that support system can come in a lot of ways, but it's very, very cool when it's the parents' side of things.
It's very cool. I'm super thankful for both of them. And just, to be able to storytell and use them and use everybody in my life, I think it's been really cool because I feel like I live through these designs, and that's the coolest part to me.
Okay, so what's your favorite? I always ask you, and then it's like picking children.
Oh,
but if we had to start with one,
let
me put it this way. What do you think is going to sell the hottest on Friday?
Jacket,
okay,
for sure.
So let's start with the jacket.
The jacket, for sure. I think the jacket is just because it's very nice. You know what I mean? It's fur mohair jacket.
Ooh.
It's very warm. We wanted to do a jacket is something I've been wanting to do. Carly will tell you, I've been wanting to do a jacket since like the first collection. Like I want to do a jacket, but we could never just get the timing right, or it was just like the design. We were like, we don't know. And then now, like we really settled it. It's mohair, faux fur. I've been saying it the whole time. Peter, don't talk to me. It's fake. So, but we have Chanel patches, and it features that Vancouver Grizzly font, but then also adding on my own little twist on it with the stars and the MEM. So it's really cool. One of my favorite. I think that is my favorite, and I think that's going to be the hottest item that I think people are really going to be on bad.
I ran into Miles about a month or so ago at the game. We dapped up. I was like, so when's the collection coming out? He told me, and I was like, okay, cool. What are you excited about? I was like, man, this jacket. Wait till you get a look at the jacket, man. The jacket's going to be what you want to see. The jacket and the jersey. Those were the two things that you mentioned that you were most excited about.
I can confirm it's warm.
It is.
You can see the texture, which you can't really get in the picture.
Yeah, it's super textured. It's warm. It's fuzzy. Warm. I wanted you to feel like you were Grizz. You know what I mean? I wanted you to feel like you were Grizz.
You are Grizz when you put this on.
You're Grizz when you put that on. So I want everybody to feel like that.
Next up, which one do you want to go to next?
We can go. I got it on, but I have it right there too. The hoodie. So the hoodie is like a sun-dyed kind of look.
Love that.
And I want to continue with what I've been doing for the past couple of collections, which was like ripping from different eras. So as you can see, they have like the Vancouver font and then the grit and grind font. And then I took the Vancouver logo but put the blue and yellow ball that was here when we first moved to the Forum. So I really wanted to tap into just kind of my fan thing of just, I'm a fan first. So I try to show that off. His sun-dyed is really heavy, but not too heavy to where I feel like you can't bust it out in the summer with some shorts if you wanted to. You know what I mean?
It's like the sky blue.
Yeah, the sky blue. Yeah. It's like washed. It's really cool. So I'm excited about that one. That's probably my favorite.
Okay, I'm obsessed with this hat.
Oh, thank you.
The hat is awesome. Again, with the different font usage.
Different font usage.
Is it jean?
It is. It's jean. Okay. It's denim. So I wanted to go. I saw like some old Gap ads. Shout out to the Gap, and they had like
the Gap is so back.
Yeah, the Gap is back.
It really is.
You know what I mean? It's everything comes back around. It spins around. So I was like, let's do it like that. But I wanted to do it where it was a bunch of different textures. So if you like feel on the hat, there's like the chenille, but then there's like metallic embroidery. Then there's flat lay embroidery. Just something that has like a little bit more texture to it. And I feel like as it ages over time, you're gonna be able to get kind of something a little different, and everybody's might look a little different based on how they wear it and everything.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a hat that has that many different textures on one. So
it's
that's
super cool.
Like the G, the R, then the Z's in the middle.
Yeah, then the Z's in the middle.
I love it. Super unique. And then you always have a T-shirt.
Always have a T-shirt. Can never leave a T-shirt.
Look, they're always my favorite sizing of T-shirts. We have the Big Bear.
Yes, the Big Bear. I consider this kind of like the bear, like grown up. It's like the bear as a teenager, kind of from when I did the Baby Bear shirts and all of that. And then the little detail on this one is actually the hat that he's wearing is the hat from the first collection. So it's like the corduroy hat from the first collection. So it's kind of like a statement about me too, about how I've grown up with these collections and started from a baby. But now I'm kind of like matured a little bit more, and you can kind of see that in the work. So
well, and I love the details of the hat,
Yes.
which were the details on that. I think from a like your stamp in the community, that hat is everywhere. Like you
Yes.
go to a festival, you see that hat. You go to a game, you see that hat. You wear that hat, someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, where did you get that hat?" And
Right.
you're like, oh, it's an old 191 collab. I don't know if you can get it anymore. But the I Am a Man detail and the organize and dial 12, dial 22, even a throwback there.
A real
like,
throwback, right?
which is crazy how
It's
quickly
crazy to say
throwbacks
that,
happen
but, you
in
know,
this
it
world.
happens.
But it's yet again like a testament to all of your collections. Like are for real Grizzlies fans.
Yes, yes.
Like, you know, there's always something special there that like a casual person might not get, but real ones know.
Exactly. I try to make sure that that's the thing is like everybody, if you're a real fan or if somebody wears it 5-10 years from now, they can be like, oh, I remember this specific moment, or I remember call 12, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or I remember dial 22 even, like I remember all these different things, and I want my pieces to feel like they're moments and that they can last forever. I think that's my biggest thing. I love vintage stuff, and I feel like those are like time capsules. So I want every item to kind of feel like a time capsule.
And then you have a hockey jersey too.
I do have
which
a
we don't
hockey
have in studio,
jersey.
but we do have a picture of.
Yes, the hockey jersey this year is kind of like the away one. That's kind of what I've been calling it. We did the cream one last year, so that was kind of like the home. This is the away version. It also features at the bottom the city edition print that goes up the side of the jerseys this year. We added that at the bottom, and it was really cool. The hockey jersey is really nice. Got the 25th anniversary patch on the shoulder, 25 on the back, representing the 25th anniversary. And it's black, so it's kind of like the away version. Everybody loved the hockey jersey last year, so it was only right we came back and did another one. You know what I mean? So
You can get all of this at Grizzlies Clippers this week.
Yes.
Per usual. 5:30 p.m. it
5:30.
starts. You gotta be in the building.
Gots
You
to be in
gotta
the
get
building.
tickets to the game, and then you can get inside the Grizz Den, and then you can get all of this stuff. While you're here, I did want to get your take on a couple things because
Okay.
one, you're like our fashion plug.
Yeah,
What's your
absolutely.
favorite trend right now?
favorite trend, I'm liking the baggy. I'm liking the baggy
Okay.
pants. I'm liking that right now. That's kind of been the trend that I'm really liking. The trend I don't like is Labubu's. I'm kind of
You're anti-Labubu.
I'm anti-Labubu.
You know, I'm really pro Labubu. Like,
Really?
I genuinely want a Labubu. I don't want to spend the money on a Labubu. I would take a Lafufu.
Yeah.
But I think they're fun. I think it's because it's the 90s kid Beanie Baby lover in me.
Okay,
Like, I
see, that-
love
I can understand
trendy
that.
little toys.
But see, let me say this. I like the Labubus. I don't necessarily like what people are doing with the Labubus. Like, I don't like it hanging off the jeans.
Yeah, I don't
or
like it on a designer purse.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? You're hanging it off your bag. Like, that's not it. You know what I mean? The Beanie Baby stayed a Beanie
But
Baby.
you have to take it with you somewhere.
You could just put it in the bag. You know what I mean? They did show it off. Like, oh,
What
I
are
got
you
my
going to do?
thing.
Just carry your Labubu?
Wait, you were taking Beanie Babies with you places?
Probably, but not like as a designer thing. I was just an only child and needed friends, so I had my crew that would come, my little hippo and my little pig and my little flamingo. Like, you know, I had a different group of them. But I would put a Labubu on my backpack if anyone wanted.
Like,
to
see, that's
gift me
okay.
Labubu.
Like a backpack.
Oh, you're
like
cool
a
with the backpack,
But like a designer
but
bag.
not on the belt.
Not on the belt.
Okay.
Not on the designer bag. I can't do that one.
That's fair. Do you think people will be able to retire with a Labubu collection, or will it, like Beanie Babies, phase out?
Whew, I don't know, man. The boo-boos seem like I've never seen like people attach this. I mean, I wasn't around for Beanie Babies like that.
So yeah,
You weren't there for those lines at the
90s were
McDonald's.
full of them.
But was it like celebrities like getting Beanie Babies? Because I feel like
Celebrities would pay for the Princess Diana bear.
Forget Beanie Babies. Like, yeah, Beanie Babies were a thing,
Yeah.
but that Beanie Babies and
Collectibles.
Labubus are different. Gigapets, we could attach Gigapets,
Yeah.
Nana
Gigapets,
Pets
I understood
to
that.
your belt, and people were doing that in the 90s. Remember when
Furbies.
we used to we didn't take Furbies
You could.
anyway.
McDonald's would always do keychain versions of the toys that were super popular, and so then you
Yes.
could like attach your fake Furby or your Tamagotchi or.
But that's different than what this is, right?
Yeah.
We used
Yes
to
and no.
we used to crochet little design type things. You remember the plastic
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And we used to like get a booklet and crochet various animals.
Do you
with
remember the
plastic,
Shrinky Dinks?
And those used to be and those used to be on the
Yes.
hip as well. So kids are always looking to put stuff on them
the thing.
backpacks.
But I
and
think
on
it's a
their hips and
mix
stuff.
of like, yes, this one transfers over into the fashion space, but it's really just like a hot collectible,
Right.
Is what it comes down to. Like it's a pop culture.
That's what I'm saying. Like I saw
moment.
Meg, like Clay was buying her little boo-boos like as like a thing. Like this is a good gift for you, babe. And it's like,
You're
what? It's a little
you're
boo-boo.
40 years old. Why do you want a
it's
little
a
boo-boo?
boo-boo.
I'm
Like
telling you, I think they're
that's what I'm
kinda
saying.
cool.
I guess I'm not getting it, man.
Bennett says that Labubus aren't nearly as popular as Beanie Babies were, and I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Like Beanie Babies were everywhere. Labubus still feel kind of niche.
Yeah, okay. I could agree with that.
Okay, my other question for you before we let you go. You're also very involved in the Memphis space now.
Mhm.
You and I are both on these Memphis TikTok streets trying to spread the good word. Where are your favorite spots right now? I'll do 1, 2, 3. Your top 3 spots to go to in Memphis these days.
Okay, boom. We talking about food or just
Whatever.
in general?
You can take it anyway.
All right. Good Fortune, absolutely. If you're there, order the big city noodles, extra noodle. I don't do the egg.
Extra noodle.
Extra noodle. So I'm a person that don't like that much broth. So extra noodle, get some wings, crawfish dumplings. You set for the night.
Okay.
I would definitely say Devour desserts. Love them. Best thing ever. I'm a foodie, so that's where we're gonna go there. And then activity wise, I really like this place called Game Night Lounge.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I really like Game Night Lounge. It's over there in Overton Square. It's like the gamer in me gets really excited. It's like you sit at a couch. It's hard to explain, but like you sit at a couch. They got all these different games, like 150 games. They kind of sort through them.
Are they all screen games or are they physical games too?
No, they're all screen games.
They're all screen
but they
games,
have
okay.
different themes. So like some of them are like board games, and you play them through like an iPad.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool. And you can pick the time limit, and that determines what games you play.
Okay.
But it's really fun. Yeah, that's probably like my 3 favorite spots I'd say in Memphis right now.
I gotta
for
get
sure.
over there because you bring up Good Fortune and Devour. Obviously, we're downtown,
Right,
and
yeah, downtown,
frequent
that's
a lot
the
of
place.
places
Yeah.
downtown, and so Midtown, even Overton Square, feels so far. But I've seen that place, and it looks like
it's
a good
super
time.
fun. I would recommend that to anybody. It's super fun, and you can take as many friends. Like you can go like do a
Big
group of
groups.
people. Yeah, you can do like 8 or 10 people. Super fun.
Good deal. Well, Miles, as always, thank you. Congratulations
y'all.
on another collection.
Thank
we
you.
can't wait for your 5th.
Yes, you know
Start
what I mean?
planning. Are you already planning? You're always
You
thinking
know,
of
something like that.
You're
You
always
feel me?
thinking.
Something like that. I always play it.
Grizzlies Clippers this Friday. Also at Grizzlies Clippers, not only can you get 191 collabs, you can get the sunglass giveaway. So you can have your aviators, you can have your new Good Hippy collection.
That's clean right
you can
there.
do whatever you want, but you have to be in the building on Friday for Grizzlies Clippers. We will see you there. We will see you all tomorrow. It'll be a Thursday. Teresa Walker will join us. We'll catch up with her, and I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you later. Bye.